Greetings from the campus of Florida Southern College, where we're here to check out some Frank Lloyd Wright stuff. Now that's not a dead giveaway as to where we are. And this is the visitor center. We're going to start our tour over here. Now, I'm not an architectural historian, and I'm probably going to get a few facts wrong along the way, but you'll have to forgive me for that. But basically what we're looking at here is a 20-year project, a collaboration between the school and Frank Lloyd Wright, and thus this is the largest collection of Frank Lloyd Wright architecture in a single location anywhere in the world. So the project started in 1938 when college president Dr. Lud Spivey wanted to do something really unique for the campus of Florida Southern. He approached Frank Lloyd Wright about designing something that would be uniquely American instead of just echoing the traditional campuses of European colleges. Wright took up the challenge, and over the course of the next 20 years, he designed a total of 18 buildings, 12 of which would be eventually built under his supervision. Now keep in mind, Wright was born in 1867, so he was already 70 years old when this project got started. We're going to start the tour at the Usonian House. Now this is new construction. It was completed in 2013, but it was built from Wright's original blueprints. The campus plan originally called for a number of these houses to be built around the perimeter for the live-in professors to use as residences. That never actually came to fruition, and this is the only one of those Usonian houses that was built here on the campus. This is the main entrance to the home. As you can tell, it's really tight and compact in here, but that's a Wright trademark in a sense. He always designed utilitarian spaces to have low ceilings and narrow quarters as a way to push people through. And you can see here when we come into the main living area, the space immediately opens up with high ceilings and much more natural light coming in. Usonian homes are typically one story, relatively small in size, very little storage, and built for a middle income demographic. This one here, being that it was never intended to be lived in, they've ignored certain things like there are no appliances in the kitchen, for example. Apparently there's only a couple of the buildings that will be open for public access to the interior, so the bulk of this is going to be, shots of the exterior of the buildings. I'll try and throw in a bit of the history of the buildings as we see them and things as we go. But yeah, it should be an interesting tour. We're going to take a walk around the campus now and see what we can find. The last of the buildings in this project that opened was in 1958, which is just a year before Frank Lloyd Wright died. What we have here is known as the Water Dome. Now, this was a central point in Wright's plan for the campus, and it's actually the largest water feature he ever designed. It's 160 feet in diameter. It spent a lot of time as an open pool simply because the technology to create the dome didn't exist yet. It's been fully restored as of 2007 and operates at various times throughout the day. The Wright design for campus also included more than a mile of esplanades. Now, they were functional to provide some relief from the Florida sunshine, but also were used to connect the buildings together and give them a sense of unity. So the Usonian House was the last of the Frank Lloyd Wright buildings to be built on campus. This was the first. This is the Annie Pfeiffer Chapel, dedicated in 1941. The chapel continues to see a lot of use even to this day. It's home for the school's weekly Protestant chapel service and Catholic Mass, and it's also used throughout the year for events such as weddings and funerals. It features theater seating for about 500 people, has a full organ and a baby grand piano, and it's just an absolutely beautiful building, inside and out. The chapel is so central to life on campus that the school's logo is even a stylized version of the bow tie design you see in the tower. Right next door, pun intended, is the William Danforth Chapel. Now, the sign says 1941, but everything I found online says it was designed in 1954 and built in 1955. Of course, Wright designed both the pews and the cushions for the Danforth Chapel. The industrial arts students at the college constructed these pews, and the home economics students sewed all the cushions. This is also noteworthy as being the only building on the campus where Wright used leaded glass in his design. So apparently, out of all the buildings that were constructed as part of this project, the Danforth Chapel here is the one that is closest to its original condition. Ah, back outside into the Florida sunshine. Now, the chapels are the two buildings on campus that I talked about that are normally open to the public, and it was great that neither of them were in use so we could get inside. Now, next up, we're going to take a look at the Polk County Science Building. Notable for a couple of reasons, it's Wright's first use of aluminum for decorative purposes, and it was also the last of the buildings here on campus constructed during his lifetime. All those ventilators you see up on top were not part of the original design, but had to be added later to comply with current safety standards. The Florida climate presents a number of challenges, both with the heat and the humidity, and Frank Lloyd Wright never was known for really designing buildings that were the most durable. And as you walk around campus, you can certainly see that a number of them are deteriorating quite badly. And no doubt, given the expense in maintaining both a Wright design as well as a heritage building, it's got to be quite a challenge for the campus. So that's it from the campus of Southern Florida College and our Frank Lloyd Wright tour. Hope you enjoyed coming along with us and checking out some of these buildings. It's a beautiful campus. If you get the chance to check it out, I highly recommend you do it. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.